Whole world watching. It's a best of 7.
One love.
What do you think we're likely to see tactically unfold here? If we start with Wang Manyu, #1 seed, what do you want to see from her?
Well, first of all, I want this to sort of feel like dipping her toes in the pool. Just sort of confidently yet calmly, starting with everything from tight serves, good opening attacks. Basically the typical stuff you would need at her level. Being in position, playing spin when needed, driving whenever you can.
One, two.
This feels like game 3 to me, and that's a good sign. We've seen a lot of game 1s, especially these best of 7s, where they're short rallies. They're just sort of figuring each other out and testing the waters. So while I described that I wanted that, I'm thrilled to get a game 3 right from the start. And corners tested here, the footwork. I feel like Wang Manyu's speed has gotten better. Few have been able to force Wang Yidi to be chasing as much as we've seen her. At least in the last 4 points that we've seen, the majority of.
Yeah, and fair to say there were question marks over what kind of confidence Wang Manyu would come into Europe Smash with. She's been below her own wonderful standards, fair to say, throughout this year. A couple of round of 32 exits that have shocked us along the way. I remember champions Chongqing, the loss to Satsuki Odo here, where she got bludgeoned on the attack, and then back at the last Smash, Los Angeles, US Smash, a couple of months ago, faced the Japanese defender Hitomi Sato and really struggled, got defeated 3-0, but there was a couple of points where she didn't look like her usual confident self. But the good news for Wang Manyu fans is she's looking like the confident self all week here, and she started fast in this final.
Yeah, really playing with a lot of intention here. Not afraid to get that elbow far from the body on a counter. Play wide angles early on.
6-2.
Wang Yidi brings it back within 4. Let's talk about her then, the #5 seed. What do you want to see from her trying to take the fight to the #1 seed?
It's funny, I don't have anything specific in mind, but I imagine she will adapt quite a bit. And this is the type of thing she does so well. When she recognizes a little height on the ball, leaps in, leaves the wrist behind, takes it early, plays wide angles. She's really good at the in and out game, and she's really good at holding her ground near the baseline of the table to earn herself the opportunity when the ball is high.
Left, 6-3.
Wang Yidi's got an incredibly strong base. Her transition is so smooth, but that's part of the reason Wang Manyu's quickly getting out to the corners.
3-7.
You'll often see serves in the middle. In general, tactically for both the men and women, a serve in near the elbow where you get somebody to lean one way or the other, that dictates where you want to go next to try to take advantage of the loss of balance of the movement on the other side. Didn't let her in.
Fiery backhand, wasn't it?
Yidi taking advantage. This is another thing when you're playing the top seed. As soon as you recognize an opportunity, you just have to almost widen up your search range. You know what I mean?
Sell what you don't wear with no fees and free shipping on Vinted.
When you run out of options, broaden that search range within 15 miles. Whatever it may be, for you to swipe right and take the opportunity to attack by the table. I recognize some of those hairdos.
9-4.
Started really fast, Wang Manyu out here.
Unusual little not twiddle really, but the shake of the hand after that first shot. It was like the block we saw earlier with the racket head straight up.
4-10.
And now it's, in a matter of moments, 6 game points.
A rare occasion to see Wang Manyu on one foot chasing to cover the corners. This is basically Yidi taking chances right out of the gate.
She needs 5 more, though, to level this.
10-6.
And a good serve to earn the third ball there. Doesn't come off the table by much, but just enough. Top side spin. Wang Manyu tries to keep it a little bit short, but also low, and, well, the height was the question.
Left.
I guess
10-6.
technically the length, because it actually came off the table a little bit.
Still 4 game points, though, for Wang Manyu.
10-7.
Heavy push. Bit of pressure turning up here. 3 game points saved. It's a best of 7. So a timeout in the first without a coach on the bench seems unlikely.
I think both of our minds went to the same place, just wondering about the fact that both players do have a timeout. They will call it at some point. Fans in the Nordic Arena applauding. This mini comeback of sorts from Wang Yidi. It's in progress, I guess, to say.
Pretty significant. 4 game points saved. We also have to remember Wang Manyu is 10-3 in their overall head-to-head. She's won, what, 5 of the last 6 encounters? So she has a lot of reasons to be confident.
9-10.
But she is creeping back into this.
Timeout.
There it is. I was thinking maybe now. First game, that's how important this first game is in a best of 7 with no coaches on the bench. The crazy thing is, she's on receive for 1. 2, if she doesn't solve the problem on the other side of the table, she's burnt her timeout in game 1 in a best of 7. And it's from 10-4 up to 10-10. Ma Lin and Yu Ziyang watch on.
So what a wonderful, wonderful week it's been here in Malmö, Sweden. The biggest summer party in the Nordic region. Fans have been getting involved as well. Lots of wonderful play. We went to the local malls where, again, the Sweden shirts were out. They were representing well, and there was lots of stylish forehand serves and big shots going on. It's not just the pros getting action in the table here. Look at that, sent that as wide as can be, and the winner walked away with some wonderful tickets. But back we come to a
9-10.
eerily silent Nordic Arena that is ready to watch on and see if Wang Yidi can pull off a minor miracle in this one and drag it back to 10-10. And she can. Wow.
It was quite one-sided a few minutes ago, but 6 of the last 8 points, more specifically, 6 of the last 6 points have gone to Wang Yidi.
Ten, 11.
This is big. She's got a gift certificate that might expire, so she wants to cash in this timeout right here in game 1. To have to pull it in game number 1 isn't ideal. But if you pull it and it doesn't work for you, whew, ah-yah.
Game point again for Wang Manyu. And this time she converts. And it's a big celebration that you hear. We know she's shy, but that's what it means to this #1 seed, looking to become a 3-time Smash champion.
Time.
So back, both athletes come to the table. What do you think if we start with Wang Yidi, how happy do you think she was with how game one went?
Second game. Wang Yidi to serve. Love all.
Well, I think in some senses, she's going to be positive with the way things went for the second half of it. Despite not capturing it, she did walk away with her opponent pulling the timeout.
Love one.
I think she found confidence, too. If you lose game one 11-4 and you come back, it can feel a little bit discouraging at times. You lose 12-10. You see you got the opponent nervous. There's a lot of body language reading out here.
1-all.
I think that's important when you hear about all the greatest comebacks from the Timos versus Ling Gaoyuans, or I don't know if there were so many interviews with Michael Mays after the Hao Shuai incident, but they often acknowledge recognizing a dip in confidence from the opponent.
2-1.
And during those points, even the first after the timeout, you could feel the stress on Wang Manyu. It just didn't look like the same player at the table, and there was also freedom on the other side. Sometimes not overthinking things is the biggest secret to set yourself free.
2-all.
She set up the chance to kill this really well. But it was a big reaction, and look back to some of the Team China members in the crowd behind them. They're all here, obviously always cheering on, always supporting in big moments.
2-3.
In terms of the forehand flick, when the ball sits up that high and you can't get the whole body behind it and you have a stiff arm, it's an uncomfortable shot. So it's understandable, but yeah, that's the type that Wang Manyu would normally capture. Back edge, a little fortune for Wang Manyu after quite an exchange. The heat was turned up a bit. Do you think they're identical twins? The two guys in the front row? Purple shirt, dark blue.
Well, they could be. They got some of the best seats in the house here, courtside. Listen to this place, starting to get a little noisy. Support for both, you can hear it. Number one seed, Wang Manyu, has a slender 2-point advantage.
5-2.
How significant is it that because it's an all-China affair, there are no coaches in the corner? We saw earlier on in the semi-finals between, in the men's, Tomokazu and Sora. But these two are a little bit older. Does it have less of an effect? They're more experienced.
Well, it's also incredibly common. When you think about Grand Smash finals, how often is there a coach in the corner? How often is it not a Chinese player versus a Chinese player? So this is all part of what they signed up for. It might be shocking to have coaches with you.
2-7.
And even before WTT, I mean, for the last 15 plus years, we've been seeing the best in the world. And occasionally a Miwa Harimoto pops up. She's one of the best in the world, but yeah, this is sort of what it's like, you know? When you're the best in the world, you need to learn how to fight on your own. Be out there with your thoughts and your memories.
My goodness, this is deja vu of the first game. And the way Wang Manyu started there.
It almost makes you wonder who's learned more from game number one, but we'll find out by the end of game two in theory. She goes up 10-2, and then it's 10-10.
8-3.
No longer possible, but something similar, you never know. Packed house here for the finals. Man, the promo was so hyped, just imagining. Almost comes back on the table. Short side pressure there, Wang Manyu, and then it's that block across the body, reaching and trying to bend the wrist back, but at the second towel break, the ShamWow moment for Wang Yidi.
And this wonderful atmosphere picks up again.
10.
And here we go. 7 game points for Manyu, but she got to 10-4 in the first game and then got dragged back, so she won't take this for granted this time, you wouldn't think. And with a wonderful bit of misdirection, a little bit of feeling instead of the power, she secures game 2 under her spell. #1 seed is 2-0 up on Wang Yidi in this women's singles final.
Time.
So here comes Wang Yidi and what looks like more of a frustrated walk this time around. Adam, if you were in her corner, what would you be asking her to try and do tactically out here?
If I was Wang Yidi's coach, if I was in her corner,
love all.
take some chances, pull out some surprises. Fast, long serve from time to time. Wonderful variation. Just extreme surprise factor. Take your chances, shorter rallies.
One love.
Okay, that's okay. Interestingly enough, the last point had a lot of patience. I'm convinced.
Love 2.
At what point as well might we see a Wang Yidi timeout?
It feels like it should be this game, the rate things are going. If there's another point for Wang Manyu, I would take one if I was on her bench. If it's the next point, for example.
Oh, fault called.
Love 3.
Yep.
You heard it.
Might as well. But for what? Angle? That's my guess. We'll find out shortly.
TTR, challenged by Wang Yidi for service angle.
It is for angle, so we're going to go to TTR for the first time in our final. And we are going to review the angle at which this ball left Wang Yidi's hand and rose to its highest point before it started to fall. And if it exceeds 30 degrees, 3-0, then the fault will stand. If it's 30 degrees exactly or under, then we will play a let and the serve will be replayed. Here we go, then TTR's ready. Doesn't look like it, does it? Oh, it does! My eyes are off.
Service angle fault, challenge
often tough to tell.
unsuccessful. Wang Yidi has 1 challenge remaining.
Well, there you have it, just one more for the rest of this match. And I think she was distracted from the fact that she probably should take a timeout. Again, this is where a coach would really want to talk to you.
3-1.
Ooh, they both had a look at this.
Interestingly enough, Yidi pointed back at the table. I thought she was trying to signal your shot touched. Let's see. Oh, that looks like side to me. But they do have a moment. I like it.
So talk me through that. For someone who's newer to table tennis, what happened there?
Sure, it hit the side of the table, didn't touch the playing surface. So the edge means some piece of the playing surface. That's it. So that's all that has to happen. It has to touch the playing surface. Even if 1% of the ball does, 99% hits the side, but that was straight side. At least that's how it appeared and what they agreed on, and to the eyes of everybody out there, they let it go for that reason.
Yeah, first towel break of the game then, and Yidi did well to bring it back to within 2, but Manyu is 4-2 up here.
It's funny, there are a lot of misconceptions. People will sometimes say, oh, top edge or side edge. It's like, no, edge includes the top. That's enough.
Big counter that came. She was under pressure, but found an answer and found a way to fire back.
Yes, this is excellent use of the reach out in front here. Watch what Wang Yidi does. Across the body, still is able to generate top and side spin. Awkward ball that kicks into the elbow a bit. So without a timeout, she comes back here from down 0-3 after a false serve and ties up. Good catch. It only counts for street cred, which they don't have a scoreboard for. They should, though. We've got the fan vote. That inside-out forehand, good drive, good reaction. Had she switched the racket into the other hand and it hit the hand and came back over the net, it'd be fine.
5-all.
Is that interesting? It can hit your hand and come back into play only if it's the hand holding the racket. Shovel serve here, gets a chop block receive and a break off the top of the net from Wang Manyu.
I always love those moments because she said sorry audibly in English.
She wants to practice her English, but she's got a lot to focus on right now. At breakfast, she said, I really want to speak more English with you. But she actually volunteered this information. It was sort of charming. It's like, I just have to win this first, essentially.
Left. 5-6.
Yeah, we said what an opportunity for everyone, but in particular for Wang Manyu, who's world number 2 and so often in the shadow of Sun Yin-sha, the world number 1. But with Sun Yin-sha not here, and we wish her all the best in her recovery from injury, it really does feel like it is an open opportunity for the whole field, and then what's narrowed right down to these two who are scrapping it out here for the gold.
Man, that's such an impressive shot there. And a reminder here, service percentage is nearly 70% for Wang Manyu, 21.5 the better than Wang Yidi. Last 2 serve combination in the match or the game, you often see that stat. But here, straight out of the second towel break. I guess the shorter way to tell the story I was trying to tell was that Wang Manyu's practicing English and expressed an interest in practicing more. So you will hear her using it out here. For interviews, might take some time. But in between points, to apologize, yep, momentum with Yidi, 6 of the last 8 points.
8-6.
There's a flick of the net in there, but I was just thinking throughout that point, both of these two really glide over the ground, don't they?
Yeah, it's so smooth. This is the sign of true excellence, when you make something look easy when it's anything but.
Now Wang Yidi has a 2-point advantage.
8-7.
Back within 1 though, but she is taking that more riskier approach that you would have theoretically asked for if you were in her corner, and I mentioned it earlier.
Yeah, I think in general, your chance, no insult to you, but your chance of winning a coin toss against Ma Long is much better than winning a best-of-9 match. So you want to make it shorter if you can, take the chances.
7-9.
Quality on the opening, and it's the same here with the opening backhand, just a little bit more intent right out of the gates.
Which is within 2 points now of the first game of this wonderful final.
Seven, 10.
We're both here nodding. It was a good serve receive.
Yeah, takes it nice and early, pushes it right to baseline, but doesn't show. She just comes into it gently, and it comes out fast, surprisingly.
10-8.
Manyu stayed alive there really well because she was facing 3 game points. She's still faced 2, of course, but Did really well in a fast-paced rally. Now she has to face 2 Wang Yidi serves. If not, number 5 seed will get on the board in this best-of-7 final.
Man, the spins here faster than a washing machine. And the timeout is called. This is real. This is no pillow fight out here. And it might be a tough time for Wang Yidi when she's been up, but if she gets handed lemons, she's going to try to come out of this timeout making lemonade.
Time.
So Wang Yidi comes back in game 3 from her timeout that she called at 10-9. She still has the serve under her control and will try to get on the board here in this final. Everybody watches on from Team China in the background. Qianyi on the left, on Tong. Sishin Yao as well. What a big moment this is, though. Can Wang Yidi earn her first game here?
Left. 10-9.
They both called timeouts at this moment. Interestingly enough, if it plays out the way it did in game 1, Wang Manyu gets 1 more point right now.
She did so well to survive that ball that flicked the top of the net. And Wang Yidi is on the board in the final.
The second one from Wang Manyu is very awkward, as you mentioned. And then after that, as you also mentioned, Wang Yidi comes out on top. The plot thickens here in the women's singles final. Game 4 waits. Good to see Petra Serling here, the ITTF president, on the far left of the screen. Virginia Sung in the white hoodie with the gold zipper, looking fresh as always. Man, ITTF vice executive president, USATT president, former player herself, Virginia Sung.
Wang Yidi to serve. Love all.
Petra as well, actually, still playing, has a coach, Raymond from Canada, out in Toronto, who trains her regularly. She's got a mean game. I think medium pips on the backhand, if I remember.
One love.
This is such a wonderful matchup because there's a real speed exchange and then one of them will just up it by 10%, it feels.
The side angle of Wang Yidi's forward motion, the force she put into that ball is just crazy.
And those VIP seats, not the best ones in the house. The best ones reserved for our lean-in ball kids.
Love 2.
Caught the net and nearly trickled over. It came dangerously close to that blue line for Wang Yidi, but it didn't come on. Ooh. First 2 points now going the way of the number 5 seed.
The speed in this rally. The fact that Wang Manyu is on top of every bounce and that Wang Yidi's farther behind the table and still keeps driving, spinning, and playing like she's hitting a winner every time. It's not an easy exchange, but momentum with Yidi, 6 of the last 8 points.
Let love free. Three, one.
Could you tell which side of the racket she was going to hit that with until she did? The posture, it looked like it was right at the elbow. She stood upright. Watch how awkward this backhand is. She was waiting for a forehand, and then at the last moment, committed to the backhand. And it paid off.
Four, one.
This forehand is deadly today in the Nordic arena.
Smooth like butter. Don't know the words. Anyway, down the line, side and top spin. Narrow margins here. That's what they're playing with.
3-point advantage restored for Wang Yidi.
2-4.
That's tough for Wang Yidi. You could see the reaction there because she's done this so well. And in terms of butter, that's her bread and butter. Punch with the backhand, a little bit of a pancake flip, which sets up this. And she's like, what? Why? You did everything right to earn yourself the opportunity. Keep it cool now.
Five.
What has changed since it's the third game? Because Manyu was absolutely flying out here.
I think the readiness, the preparation for the moment to come.
Six, two.
That is just staggeringly good from Wang Yidi. It earns a nod of appreciation at session now. Slightly passive from Manyu and just crunch.
Sure, you've heard the quote, luck is what happens when preparation meets opportunity. Well, the preparation and the opportunity have come out on many occasions here. But the preparation is the part you can control. The opportunity is what you have to look for. And sometimes you have to squint just a little bit to find it. Like one of those optical illusions, a 3D painting, printing, artwork. The point is, that's what we're watching, the artwork.
3-7.
Well protected here, spinning it deep to the backhand corner. Wang Manyu says, let me see you do that with your backhand or step around uncomfortably, but I'm going to pin you. I know what you want to do, and I'm going to make it as tough as possible.
Is that the key now for Wang Manyu, to try and limit the forehands that are coming her way?
Four,
wonderful shot off the side of the table.
Yeah, that angle was quite sharp here. I wanted to see Wang Yidi hit a roller. From there, it almost looked like she was trying. Would have been cool. Could have been trying to arc it up over the net, shallow though. A little safer.
7-5.
Manyu gives Wang Yidi a taste of her own medicine with a big forehand of her own.
I think you asked a question that I didn't intentionally ignore, just accidentally. But in terms of shutting down the forehand of Wang Yidi, it really depends on where Wang Yidi is moving. I think the constant read of, is my opponent going to play rock? If so, I need to play paper.
It's a chess game out here in the women's final.
Seven, six.
The momentum feels like it might be swinging back the way of Wang Manyu. Brings it back within one. It's felt like this whole game she's always been 3 points behind. Both timeouts already used as well early in this final.
7-all.
And things just get a little bit more interesting here in the Nordic arena.
Wang Manyu starts that fight on the right foot. She hits her opponent right in the elbow, gets a slightly weaker backhand to control and counter.
7-8.
The rotation on the push here. Wang Yidi She crosses this line, suddenly there's belief like, well, maybe you haven't seen in some time. 2023? Jeez. Remember, 5 out of their last 6 encounters, Wang Manyu has won.
All.
We saw her serve percentage, 0.1 on, was really, really high earlier on, and it feels like she's pulled out a good one there as well. Number 1 seed. 8-all though, finally balanced this one. State the obvious, but this game is huge. Because if
9-8.
Wang Yidi can level it up to 2-all, momentum will be with her.
This is the difference between humans and machines. Machines don't feel, humans do. If you can make your opponent, when you're playing a robot, you can make that robot cry, your chances of winning are better.
All.
And emotions are running high right now. The reason I brought it up is in terms of confidence, the imagination is incredibly powerful. And you can tilt that however you want. You can imagine yourself winning the next point. You can imagine yourself being capable of anything, and it's easy to imagine your opponent coming back. It just depends on what you choose to focus on, and attitude is everything. But the last 2 serve combination of this game is with Wang Manyu, who's better by 11.3%. She's won 3 out of every 5 she served.
10-9.
Bumps that number up again.
Oh, ice in the veins. It's getting cold in here. Favorite color, blue. And I wouldn't call her chilling right now, but she's definitely 1 step closer to where she wants to be.
She's been trailing throughout this whole 4th game. Now she has the lead, and she has game point to fight for.
10-all.
And there was an opportunity.
Game number 1 after the timeout. I don't know if she has to think back that far, but if I was on her bench and she came to me and didn't sound confident, I'd say, hey, game number 1, you called the timeout at 10-9. Your opponent won the point. You won the next 2. Let's do it again. I'm surprised she pushed for the 3rd ball. Wang Yidi. Camera angles give you different perspectives here, but that looked attackable. And instead, Wang Manyu earns herself a 4th ball. And that fist held calmly high.
Game point again then, number 1 seed. Big forehand, it flicks the net, which is why she apologizes. But Wang Manyu is now 1 game away from her 3rd Grand Smash title. But it is a wonderfully tight game, this one. Wang Manyu was trailing the entire way, came good at the big moment, and won it 12-10. So whilst these 2 top 10ers slug it out for a championship, let's just remind you of the world rankings and what they are playing for. 2,000 ranking points on offer for the winner right here. The runner-up will go home with 1,400 as well, and obviously the season doesn't stop here either. We bump into Champions Macau. We then head to the China Smashes. Look at that, what a wonderful message from our fans.
Alex, looking good. West Side LA represent. Ma Lin. Wow, Yu Ziyang and him having some chats. Taking care of the women of China for quite some time. Just thinking back to 2019 and Liu Shiwen with Ma Lin. Not a dry eye in the house.
There's the big forehand.
Domino's has large one-topping pizzas for $7.99 if you carry out. Okay, guess I'm carrying out.
Here with the gold.
Her timing for when she pivots, she has to wait till just the right moment, otherwise she's going to leave herself exposed, but it was perfect.
What is she going to be considering in that kind of risk-reward thought process?
Well, first of all, am I giving any clue to my opponent that I'm about to turn? And then the question is, how confident am I that the ball is coming where I think it will?
And this time, she steps with the backhand across the forehand.
Right, and it's a lot more than that, right? With every shot, I've often said table tennis is a game of risk assessment. You can't be everywhere all the time. Any choice you make in life, you're missing out on something else, and that's okay. We're constantly making choices and sacrificing other options.
Really fast serve from Manyu there, though.
Speaking of taking risks, right to the baseline, deep to the corner. This is one advantage of having the serve. You know what you want to do, so you're one step ahead in terms of preparing for what would be the third ball.
Caught the net and flicked up and actually made it a little bit easier for Manyu because it slowed up right in front of her, but she did well to pump the brakes as well because she was moving very fast. Wang Yidi fans start to make some noise in the Nordic arena. Tied after 6 points here, 3-all. It is must win, just to reconfirm for Wang Yidi.
4-3.
When you hear a racket hit the table like that and it's not a towel break, you often think timeout, but there will be none left. Celine, our ball kid, watching on, a local player as well. Mom is a former competitor for Sweden.
3-5.
Shake of the head for #1 seed there. Felt like that was a shot she should have made.
Took an extra moment. She held it out there, almost as if to say, let me see where you move before I commit. And that was all commitment. Goes in, it was like she learned immediately. This is part of adaptability in table tennis. The quicker you can learn, right? You can't change the past, but you can process the data and make a better decision moving forward. It's one of the beauties of challenges and life in general.
5-all.
And Wang Yidi didn't get a good read on that serve because it popped up.
Yeah, very subtle contact. Wang Manyu channeling her inner Maharu Yoshimura on that one. Like some tape on the back. Hope she's all right.
Doesn't seem to be impeded. We saw that earlier when her shirt flicked up, but looks all good out here, Manyu.
5-6.
Well now, nobody home, sending it straight back the opposite way. This is where recognizing a pattern early, Wang Manyu comes out on top. It's the same on both sides, right? In an adversarial real-time sport like this. Sigh of stress.
6-all.
Physically, in terms of tape holding people together, that's okay. Many of the youngest players in the game are wearing tape where they need it. But Wang Manyu looks so impressive in terms of her speed and physicality. I feel like this game in general has been quite physical.
Yeah, very. You hear often, as this place starts to rumble, you're hearing them grunt as they try and contort themselves and move around this court. It's an extremely physical game from two of the fastest.
6-7.
Backhand punch to finish. Yidi does this so well. We don't see a lot of punching at this level for players that have smooth and spinny rubbers on both sides. But with a high backhand, that's one way to make sure that the trajectory is unusual for the opponent and tough to contact.
8-6.
And there's some of that risk reward you come back to.
It's not easy to find these opportunities in the open rally, though. Wang Yidi commits very early to that, takes the ball off the rise. On the rise, off the bounce, rather.
8-7.
Tries to do something similar here, but it's left a little bit awkwardly inside the baseline, and the timing's a challenge. Just a little bit of side spin on that backhand. Ah, Black Cats, I see you.
Back within 1 point now. It is still must win for Wang Yidi. But it is level. 8-all now. And Manyu is within 3 points of her third Grand Smash singles title.
This does make things quite interesting in terms of world rankings. It's always interesting just to see after a major event like this, a Grand Smash.
Left 8-all. Left 8-all.
Just a little stitious, not superstitious, but I want a new ball.
Slightly stitious.
That's the one.
Eight, 9.
Shake of the head for Manyu. Wonderful point again, though, that just stings back and forth with power.
Nine all.
Most frustration I think we've seen out of Wang Yidi in, I don't know, maybe her whole career. When you have the whole table open, a double stomp, get some grapes.
And a big smile as she rues that opportunity. She's bringing that serve percentage up, but Manyu is just staying firm at 60%. And it's now 9-9, so Wang Yidi, if she stays at 50%, we're going to juice here.
10-9.
Well now.
The prediction has been made. The mathematical statement is out there.
Wang Yidi, game point.
All.
That is an epic rally at this moment under this pressure.
It's easy to get flustered, but with the constant change of pace and spin here, net carries just long. Wang Manyu survives.
Could be
Sweet nails.
anxiety in the crowd, but Wang Yidi stays at 50% hit rate for points won on her own serve.
Eleven, 10.
She keeps getting her toes on the finish line here. It'd be refreshing if she keeps a gratitude journal between games, writing in it, hey, I'm still playing, is a good one. If nothing else, it's essentially I'm still alive. She's 1 point away from extending her life in this final.
And the show goes on in Sweden.
Game to Wang Yidi.
Grab a pen and a notebook. Still alive, still fighting. She buys herself more time. Wang Yidi, after some tight exchanges here, has shown up because when the going gets tough, well, she keeps going. Tough, ready, and the plot thickens once again. We get ourselves a game number 6.
Time.
So back we come to this wonderful women's final, which is incredibly tense and tight. These games are on a knife edge and could go either way.
Sixth game. Wang Yidi to serve. Love all.
Manyu did really well in that one because she was always trailing. She managed to get it back to 10-all, but Wang Yidi converted. Now she has her second game in this final.
One love.
And again, the difference maker comes out, that big forehand.
Same tactics here. Keep looking closely, be ready. From time to time, she's going to step around and get burned on the forehand. But if the percentages are good, quality is there.
Love
Look at this,
two.
backhand punch as well. She's getting in quickly. This is why in table tennis, leg strength and foot speed and agility, it's all so important. If she gets there late, that's not nearly as effective.
1-2.
Number 1 seed answers back though and gets her first point in this 6th game.
All.
What I love most about this final, 4 of the 5 completed games already have been separated by a margin of 2 points. That is it. 11-9 and the rest 12-10.
It really feels like a mental tug of war. Physically, they're both so fit at the table.
Okay, what's your name, sweetheart? I forgot.
You can just call me ChatGPT.
ChatGPT.
Spin low to the net. That bounce way inside the baseline, so the ball's low by the time Yidi has to swing for the counter. It's a very uncomfortable ball to defend in any way, shape, or form, let alone counterattack.
2-point advantage for number 1 seed, Manyu.
4-3.
We mentioned that it's been a must-win for some time now, since 1-3 down, Wang Yidi. It's still that way. Wang Manyu would love to not have a Game 7 in this match.
I think all the neutrals would like a Game 7.
Yeah. And we got 2 matches left to determine the women's singles champion and then the men's singles champion to follow. Potential for 2 deciders today. The second half of the day would be pretty sweet.
Four, 5.
Just watching the quality of those backhands in slow motion, you're like, for sure Wang Manyu's going to win this point. Look how good these shots are.
All.
Smart placement there, right into the crossover. Gets Wang Manyu, a slightly taller player, to play the more expensive, costly stroke. She's looking, she's fishing for it, just poking around there towards that elbow. And for a second time, the hesitation costs.
Is that something that Wang Yidi should look to exploit a little bit more?
Whenever she can.
6-5.
But it's a fine balance in terms of pressure. When you play a shot that could be blocked back, like this commitment here, if this comes down on the table, where Wang Manyu is, you can feel the pressure there because she's got most of the table covered. She could block it back to the open table, the forehand side.
5-7.
A little bit of anything you can do. Manyu can do as well.
Pendulum serve gets a spin shot, and right on top of it, the timing, a page out of Wang Yidi's handbook. And at the second towel break here, Wang Manyu in front by 2 nonetheless.
And the fans are going back and forth as well.
Five, 8.
Is that a clever receive? Because Manyu didn't look to attack it.
Man, yeah, just something in between, something awkward to keep Yidi guessing a little bit. Surprise. Takes a lot to surprise an opponent out here, and then to have it effective to win the point.
9-5.
And she is within 2 now. This #1 seed, who a lot of people questioned her confidence stepping in here to Malmö, Sweden. Before this final, she'd only dropped 1 game.
10-5.
Which makes me wonder, who are those people questioning her confidence the way she's been playing? 5 championship points for the #1 seed, Wang Manyu.
Manyu is a 3